very knowledgeable event with excitement of knowledgeable proportions. Today we shall be talking about the philosophy of nerds. I will be your guide through this exciting adventure, Dr. Stickinpants. I bet you didn't know this, but there was a time when everybody was considered a nerd. There was the reading nerds, the sports nerds, the video game nerds, and the sex nerds. They were all nerds. We were all nerds. Unfortunately, the sports nerds didn't like to be called nerds. They didn't like to be put in with all the other nerds. So they decided that they should get their name changed, but they couldn't do that without the help of the god. Jakadoosh wanted to know why. They wanted to leave their nerding heritage away and move on to a different name. The jock's reasoning was that they weren't getting enough poontang. Jakadoosh agreed with this, so he decided to grant their wish, and now we have the jocks. So Jakadoosh threatened the nerds at gunpoint and said, "You better fucking change your name, okay?" And all was well. But unfortunately for the jocks, they had a dark curse placed upon them. From now on, if they couldn't keep acquiring the poontang that they so desperately wanted, they would all die out and they would start sucking at sports, creating a lot of fat, and then be calling badasses. The jocks were frightened. And so in order to keep their muscular appearance, they kept acquiring the poontang so that they could keep being jockey douches, which explains a lot actually. But the jocks couldn't be seen getting their poontang from other nerds. So they decided to go back to the dark god Jakadoosh, and they prayed to Jakadoosh that they wanted another kind of specimen so that they could keep acquiring the poontang that he made them get. Yes, the dark god Jakadoosh keeps making these jocks get poontang. Thank you, great job! And so Jakadoosh created many women for the jocks to keep getting that poontang from. These women became known as hoes, aka cheerleaders. Hooray for school sluts! Unfortunately for the jocks, they found out that there was a nasty side effect about the hoes and cheerleaders, and that is that they could also have sex with the nerds. The jocks were furious, and they started to go to Jakadoosh for an answer. And Jakadoosh pretty much told them, "I'll take a handgun, figure it out for yourself." Seriously, what the jocks are fucking stupid. Why do I love them so much? And the nerds went away screaming and flailing. No, I'm a little pussy. But unfortunately for the jocks, the nerds don't like losing their sweet ass. And so the nerds built a giant robot to defend their sweet ass. The name of the giant robot was the Tail Pounder. Tail Pounder went and fought Jakadoosh. 100-year-long battle went on from Jakadoosh versus Tail Pounder. Finally, the great dog Jakadoosh fell as Tail Pounder stood victorious. "Oh, you frickin' nerd! I saved my ass." And so the electronic nerds became the pure and true nerds of our era. And they are now known as geeks. You're all geeks! Unfortunately for the geeks, this actually made them start losing their sweet ass. "You want me to buy you dinner before we have sex?" "Yes, screw you, bitch!" And this shows the hate between the jocks and the nerds and how it all started. So the next time you see somebody working on an electronic device, you tell them this: "Get some ass, you frickin' kid!" Class dismissed. And now if you excuse me, I'm going to go find that dumbass Nick and tell him to go get some poontang. Seriously, what does it take to get some guy to get some poontang?